Okay. So I'm I get in these cycles, like leg feels better, and then I want to push it, see how far it'll go, and or like I come up with this great big. I mean, I can't wait. I'm fucking so enthusiastic about this this project, and we are, you know. so so I push too hard, like I have to take into consideration the end of the day, getting dinner. It's like if I don't calculate it right, my hip is worn out by the end of the day, and then I got less of it the next day. And I get myself in these really careful patterns where I'm really considerate with myself, and it works, and I do better, and then I push it. So anyway, so and it's cold out, and part of it's circulation from the cold in the feet, and so I'm like heading outside this morning. I was like, "What the fuck, man? You're gonna be fucking in pain in it." It's like, take your time, you get more done, blah blah blah. And it's like, well, I'll go in there and relax and do the video thing. So I've been trying to figure out where to go with this thing. I think I got it figured out from. I mean, it finished nice. I thought. I wish I could get feedback, but that it was pretty comprehensive case. That somebody was inside me and came out because there's a lot of coincidences there. And if you try to say I made the whole thing up, it's like, right. So I figured all that stuff out about the alphabet and my name. It's like, and then what did I give myself my own name and my own birth date? And because, yeah, I will get to the birthday part. That comes when I'm born. They'll just throw that in there when I'm born, when I get to that part. But I thought it finished strong, like like I already got a strong case with a lot of stuff. Like stuff that's like you don't like Avatar, you don't care it's fiction. It's like, no, that's a good for the vision that the stuff my head sees and thinks it doesn't matter if it's fiction or not. But then every time you pull up something that's like, holy crap. You mean this shit could be real? 'Cause look at all the fucking way the parts are fitting together. And then I come out with this alphabet thing that came out of me from my split personality. So anyway, I think the next place to go is like when I got stung by the yellow jackets. So yeah, but see, then I gotta. Yeah, 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 yeah. Okay, I remember. I'm trying to figure out how to tell it as a story. I think I got a good idea, but whether I can keep focused on it. The so I'm a little kid. There's like Lover's Lane, or Drunkard's Lane, where the kids go to fucking drink beer and throw their cans in the woods, and there's fucking cans all over the place. And so I would go down there and get the cans and bring them home and pile them up like castles and shit, and then take like run out of cans and say, oh man, I want to go ever bigger, higher. My castles of trash, we're like fucking 12 years old or something. It's like, funny how that shit gets started. Yeah, you too, right? I was just fucking around, sang a song, look at me now. So anyway, so I knock them down with the hose and build it again. It's like, well, fuck. It still only got that tall. I mean, I got it a little taller. I made it skinnier. Fucking need more cans. Now, on the one side of the street, I got all the cans already, and the other side of the street is the Yellow Jacket Hive side of the street. I'm like, I need them fucking cans. When I'm knocking on the people's doors, say, you mind if I clean? Oh, hell no. Go ahead, clean them cans up. Goddamn kids and shit, throwing them in my yard. And I said, well, I heard there's yellow jacket nests over there. Said, yeah, there are. Don't go over there. There, you can, all these, you're okay. Don't go over there. Yellow jacket nests over there. So we clean up all them in, but I get my brother, God damn it. Get my brother, because I say I want to get some help, so I let him knock down the castle with the hose. But he had to go help me, and he liked it. It's like, all right, come on, let's go get some more cans. So we're bringing on back and forth, bags of cans, trash bags full of cans and shit. And my dad come home and like, the fuck are you? What's all this garbage doing? Because they're, we knock them down after we build them up. So he gets home from work and there's a pile of fucking cans before recycling. A lot of them are like 10 and shit, And he's like, what the fuck is all this garbage doing in my yard? And I said, well, we're building, castles and knock them down with a hose. It's fucking fun. He said, well, what are you going to do after? He said, throw them in the fucking garbage when we get tired of this shit. He's like, all right, well, don't get no more. So next day, we build them all up again. And it's like, fuck. It's always the same. If we just had more. I was like, come on, Billy. He's like, but. I was like, fuck it, do it now. He won't be able to tell, we get like a couple more bags. He won't know. He's like, all right, so head over there. But we done run out of cans, except for around the yellow jacket nest. So I said, fuck, I head over there and start picking up fucking cans. Next thing you know, yellow jacket's crawling on my leg and arms and shit, stinging me. I just kept picking up cans. I'm looking at them, stinging me and shit. I just keep picking up cans. And then Billy's like, he starts screaming and shit. Bobby, others. I said, I know, they're all over me. I'm still picking up cans. And he's running by me and they're stinging him and they're chasing him. And he's looking at me like, because they're all swarming all around me, landing on me. He's literally like, oh my, he's fucking lost his fucking mind. And so I'm sitting there and I'm like, then I took off running, I mean, I'll get to the point later. So I finally took off running. So we're running up the street, screaming her dicks off, fucking. And we got a ways to run, so we had to run way up the hill and way around and back down the street and shit. We probably should have gone and climbed over the fence, but we didn't want to go in the woods because that's where the, yellow. Well, I mean, anyway, so that's where the yellow jackets. We just got chased out of the woods, even though they weren't in the other woods. So we get fucking home. We're running down the street. Everybody's fucking. It's somewhere like people that like then everybody was outside and everything. All the kids come running down. And my dad, he come running outside. What the fuck is all this yelling about? And we're like, yellow jackets, And so my dad, he looked at us, like looked at Billy. He said, well, you don't look too bad. You get in the car, I'm gonna take you to the hospital. He said, Bobby, you better go upstairs, lay down. He said, go lay down and fucking don't move. You might die. Because I think he was referring to the fact that you could see, I was all swelled up because I got stung so much and we ran, so it pumped all the shit, the venom up into our blood and shit, and he's like, damn, man, you're fucked, you fucked up. Because my dad went to West Point, so he probably, knew some shit, right? Or, I trusted him, he's my dad, and he went to West Point, So I go upstairs, he leaves, and I go up fucking stairs, and I lay down in my brother's bed, because I felt bad for getting him into this shit. It was like to make sure I didn't forget about him while I whatever happened to me. So then I laid down and I'm like, oh man, my clothes, they hurt. The wrinkles in my clothes were like excruciating. So I got back. God damn it, I got to get back up. I got back and I took off all my clothes but my underwear and I laid down. And then the sheets, the wrinkles in the sheets were like, and then I smoothed out the fucking bed and just laid there and I was like, okay. And then it just slowly started to float off, like, and I just unfocused on the pain. And before you know it, I was like, hey, I feel better. It's all gone. Wow. That was fucking, it's like, wow, that was easy, And I get up and I'm like, whoa, man, I feel better than ever. I've never felt so fucking good. I was like, oh, I better get downstairs, tell everybody I'm okay, because all the kids were outside, in the neighborhood, like sitting around like a circle and shit, waiting to see if Bobby died or not. Because, Dad dramatized it and shit. So I'm like, oh man. So I walked down the hallway to the stairs, and when I looked down the stairs, I noticed, and I'm like, wait a second, where the fuck am I? Because my peripheral vision, I'm going down the hall, and then I look down the stairs, I'm like, where I'm supposed to see body parts, there's like nothing there. And I'm like, I'm looking like, so I go back down the hall and I look in the room and there I am laying in the bed, all white and shit. I was like, wow, I'm fucking dead. I'm a fucking ghost, and I'm like, this is cool as fuck, But it was more than that. It was like, I knew everything, like about everything. Like I was in the mind of God or something. It's like, I was looking around like all at the same time. It was like, you could see it was like stars of files of categories of history and science, like everything. It was all fucking like, but it wasn't like, it was just like a state of thought that in somebody's mind who had memorized this whole library of the universe for a long time, and so I understood all of it, but I'm still me, the guy who just died, going, whoa, this shit's a fucking trip, man. So but when I die, when I'm realizing this, there's a part of me that starts to, that's like, yeah, I'm the guy who knows I'm the part of you that knows what happens after you die. And I'm like, I know, I reckon, I was like, now I see you. Yeah. You're always there, but now I know who the hell you are. Yeah, I know who you are. You're the guy that knows what all this crap is. He's like, yeah, I know. Yeah, come on, we got to go. We don't have much time. I'm like, but I like looking at this universe, this whole, like, whoa, this is a trip, man. Let's hang out here for a minute, he wants to go home. I want to stay at the bar, and so then he explains to me, he's like, well, right now you're dead and your brain's not getting no oxygen, and we have to get up the street. He's like, the new couple that just moved in up the street, they're having some afternoon sex right now. And they're getting ready to have a baby. I know that. I said, I know how you know. You're the guy that knows how this works. He goes, exactly. Now we got to get up the street and he's like, in a few minutes, like he's like, after you've been dead for like 10 minutes, you're going to start seeing people, like in a movie. I see dead people. You're going to be the little kid seeing the dead people. And they're going to be all around you, and they're going to get you all confused, and they're going to lead you away from getting up the street, and so that they can be the little kid, because they're all fighting over who. It's like, but if you're freshly dead, you can just go up there. It's like, Me and you have done this together for a long time. We're really good at it. Just come on. We got to get up there before the longer you're waiting, the less claim you're going to be able to make when that guy busts his load into his wife and gets her pregnant. You're going to have a whole bunch of other ghosts getting in your way, and you're not used to this enough to beat them. And then you're going to have to figure out how to get, fight your way into somebody else's fucking next life. And I'm like, fuck that shit. I'm getting back my body, make it work, because the Bible is the best-selling book ever. And this stuff is better than the Bible. It's like the Bible got it wrong. This stuff I'm looking at is better. So, and I'm not going to remember it if I go up the street. The only way I'm going to remember it is get back in my body and wake it up, and then I can write a book and it'll sell more books than the Bible and get rich and famous. I mean, I'm a little kid. That's my fucking logic to my other side. It's like, no, you've been dead too long. If you get back, if you wake it up, you're going to be, you're going to be brain dead and shit. I'm like, too bad. It's like, it's worth it. You say, well, if it doesn't work, you're going to be like, you won't even be anymore. It's like really trying to get me to go up the street, not getting in. So then I lay down in my body, Yeah, I'm going to stop this one. I don't know how long these things can go. I'm impressed that they let me go. Well, I guess I'm better at doing this little thing. New stuff. Hard on old guys. Because I already got so much stuff on your plate by the time you're old. Like old dog, new tricks. Like, no, I want to learn the new tricks. This ain't got fucking time. All the old tricks still in the works. Okay. Okay, so where the fuck am I? So I get in my body and I'm laying there and I'm like, come on, motherfucker, move. And he's like, come on, man. There's an argument going. And I'm like, slowly tuning him out. And I'm struggling with my body. I'm like, come on, it's not moving. And it's a while. And I was like, man, there was only one thing I didn't try. And that was just fucking laying there and totally tuning out that guy, that other voice. And just, if just let it kind of like hand it in, let it fall into the hands of God. But it was, it's like I already knew the whole God thing was different now because I saw it. Now I knew what it really was. So it's just fall into the time warp, into the wormhole, and not so much trust it. It was like I tried the trusted part, but when it was like, just don't give a fuck at all and just fall. Like, if you make it, you make it. If you don't, just don't give a fuck. As soon as I didn't give a fuck one fucking lick, my toe fucking jumped. Son of a bitch! Fuck! It was the gout. It was my fucking gout toe. That was the one that jumped. But that's where I got the gout when I got stung. Right then, I got because I had the hurt toe, like right after that, and I remember because it was hard to play soccer, and then I started playing soccer barefoot because the shoes hurt and shit until I got some bigger ones. It was never the same, but it was the gout that fucking woke me up. The gout setting in on my toe. I'll bet you. I have to ask a doctor sometime. What do you think? Anyway, so my toe fucking moved. As soon as that toe moved, I fucking it almost went by like I was like, because you're not paying attention, because you're like meditating. And then my toe moved and I just caught the tail end of it and I took a big deep breath and I fucking woke up and I was like, whoa, motherfucker. I fucking made it, But the thing is this has all been over a few minutes. And I do feel fine. That's always been a trip, because I fucking, was in so much pain dying a few minutes before that. And then I thought I was fine, but my body wasn't there. I was dead. Now I'm fine and awake. It's like if I got back in my body and made it and it woke up, why didn't I just go back into dire pain? It was like, no, I was all puffed up and black and blue, but I felt fine. I was in good spirits. I was never better or something. Just a little hungover or something. So uh so I better go tell everybody I'm okay because they're all down. Because my dad said, kids started to follow in, he's like, no, leave him alone. Leave him alone. Just let him relay. He got to have quiet and shit. So they're all waiting outside after dad. We're all little kids. Dad said, you're going to live or die, Bob. So, so I go downstairs in my underwear and shit and go out to the back, carport. Except we didn't have no port, over. Anyway, so I go out there and there's a whole bunch of kids sitting in a circle talking. And they all look up like, whoa, Bobby, what are you doing up? Are you okay? You should be laying. I was like, no, I'm okay. You're okay? It's like, yeah, I feel fine. And they're like, damn, but I'm all swelled up and shit. They go, well, like how many times did he get stung? I'm like, I don't fucking know. And like, well, count them. Like, I can't. It's they're on my back. They're all over me. I can't count them. Well, I tried to count them, and then my brother Kenny get up there. He counts 39, and I thought, count again. And he's looking at me like, you're embarrassing me, Bobby. Making it look like you trying to tell all these kids I'm too stupid. Your big brother doesn't think you're smart enough to count a bunch of bee stings. God. And my sister's over there. Bobby, 39's a lot. You're gonna be pretty famous around, for the next week in the kids' gossip column. 39's plenty. That's a fucking, so Kenny counts again. He gets to 39. And as he did, a yellow jacket, crawled out of my underwear, landed on my chest and stung me. And then he was like, he's getting ready to swat it. I said, no, let it go. And we all watched and it stung me. And then it pulled its butt off of the stinger. And you can see the stinger, it's sitting there, pumping and shit. And then a little blood come into it. And the bee like crawled off of it, and then it flew off of me. And I told everybody, just leave it, just watch. And then it flew off of me out over the backyard, and you heard it go, and then into the grass, because they die without their stinger in it, because it pulls all their guts out, like that's all their guts and shit that are pumping the venom into you. And like kamikaze, they take the sacrifice for the hive and shit. and then I said, for no reason I could think of, 40. I knew it was 40. And so it was like the bees killed me, but I didn't die, and then the bee died. It was like, I don't know, like in some worlds there was no bee in my underwear and I died. In some worlds there was no bee in my underwear and I didn't get stung. Some worlds I got stung 14 times and my brother Billy died or something, But I think that's it for that segment. I love, like, see, being on this side of this relationship equation, it's fucking tough, in a lot of ways. It's just so much, like, trying to calculate all this stuff you don't fucking know and build this fucking, unconditional fucking love, respect, everything else that you show, but it's like you're not getting the same amount back. Well, I am, or yeah, you are. I mean, but what you do get back is confusing, and then it's just like there's just so much stuff, right? And at the same time, there's like a gauge the more doubts. Yeah, I mean, I keep telling you that, but it's like every time there's a doubt, the fantasy rises on the other side. So it's like I don't give a fuck. I'm thinking about this. I don't care what the real equation is. But then when the real equation becomes like, like some serious relationships, like some serious respectful relationship stuff, then like the fantasy unwinds and that energy goes over into like, just a serious working relationship, caring and then but then when there's doubt in it, so it balances out, see? Like then you go over to the fantasy and you bounce back over to the serious. I don't know, man. It's like fuck. Yeah, but what happens when you unleash these motherfuckers? Like you show all these motherfuckers how the shit works the way I done figured it out. Because they're not as stupid as they just don't know how it works. And they gave me some keys when I was a kid. I mean, we haven't got to some of those parts of the story, but I mean, I ran off with some fucking shit that was like thousands of years of work. And I just fucking little kid. I just went over the fence with it, but it's some fucking powerful shit. But what happens like when everybody understands the technology? Does everything spin out of control? Do people get too fucking smart? It's like, well, then you have Shangri-La and everybody's smart and utopian and perfect. But then you have the one asshole that's going to figure out, you make everybody smart and he's going to come up with the weapon that vaporizes all the universes and shit. It's like there is a lot of shit, swirling around to consider, when you start fucking around with this stuff, and then you look at, you want to fix all the ills, but are the ills part of the cure? It's like, but if you fix that, it's like taking hunter gatherers and teaching them how to grow food and farm animals, so they don't, so they got time to sit around thinking, and have more food than they need and not have to always be struggling and start getting smart, and then they start producing a whole bunch of more offspring and their populations start fucking growing and you're the ones teaching them, and you're doing it with a bunch of different other colonies, and you're really proud of yourself. And then they, a famine hits. There's not enough food, and they all, they're not equipped with the instincts. They don't have the culture. They don't handle it well, and the whole thing just comes fucking unwound because like you weren't, you didn't have. You were ahead of yourself, you didn't have the ability to manage these big populations and they just spin the fuck out of control. And then you learn your lesson, you learn and you move on. But then, but the first lesson is every time you teach these motherfuckers something new, they're all going to do it in all kind of different ways and it's going to spin in a bunch of directions. And it's a matter of, can you contain it? Like can you wrestle it back under control? Like, but see, that's where this comes in. Full disclosure, open talk and honest, not like who gets to be right even when they're wrong. It's like, no, it's called intelligence. Is your fucking people using their head, it's like, well, it's like the way these motherfuckers rule is like, let's do this and see what happens over there, and they try different stuff. It's like, they're just like Homer Simpson when he's in the nuclear power plant, just playing with the buttons and shit, and he accidentally saves them. So they give him the job to run. I don't remember the show, but it's like that. It's like they're the secret ruling people twisting knobs to see what gets these people instead of like, well, if you tell these motherfuckers like how all the problems that they're going to cause if you don't twist the right knobs, the right degrees, and then explain to them all the real stuff, then maybe they can use their intelligence to just make it work. because they understand. You're not trying, but see, but their model includes they have to get it all done, but they have to skim like trillions of dollars off the top so they can run around partying and having weird sex and like just fucking, like they get to fuck it all off. And forgot where I was. I know where I was. I was done with the bee thing. Now I have to go back further in time. But I think I'll post these to go back to the next segment. Let's see, what was this one? To get stung by the bees. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Oh yeah! I forgot. Okay. So then, like then they're like everybody's standing around, like, well, Bobby, you might want to go upstairs and get and lay down. And I was like, yeah, you're right. They're like, because everybody's standing there like, whoa, that was a trip, all of it. So I went upstairs and I slept for like 20 hours. Laid down and just fell asleep and didn't wake up till next day to fucking my neighbor, Joe. He's moving. It's his last day in the neighborhood, and he's going to be a professional pitcher, baseball pitcher someday, and I'm his catcher while he's practicing. He's fucking like Eddie Haskell or something. So he excuse me. So he comes in there. What the hell you doing sleeping all day, boy? This is the last goddamn day I'm gonna be around here. Hold on, man. I better fucking pause this thing. Start a new one. So he's like, come on, man. I was like, well, didn't you hear? He's like, no, what happened? I was like, I got stung by bees. Well, I don't care. You look fine to me. Come on, man. This is my last chance to have me a catcher before I go to the big leagues. I was like, all right. If they're going outside, I'll catch up with you. So. Now, meanwhile, all this time I fell asleep. I was like in a dream that was like awake. And my family and the neighbors, like there was like this big meeting that I was at. But as the guy who was trying to get me to go up the street and stay dead and go up there and become a new kid. And he was me, but I was him now. Because I'd seen him and seen all this stuff and got back in my body. And our meeting was like, did he see anything? Does he remember? All night. And then I'm testifying. I'm sitting there going, no, he doesn't. He doesn't remember anything, even though I'm the one dreaming and I'm sitting there remembering it all in the dream. But I'm lying to them. But the guy, I don't know if he knows I'm back in his head or not. But I know that none of that all sounds pretty weird. But in the dream, and people were coming and going from the neighborhood and asking a lot of questions. Oh, I got to go. And then they come back. They're like trying to figure out what to do. Is like, if I remembered what I saw on the other side of dead, then they had to deal with me. And if I didn't, then they didn't. And then so they finally decided to send in this kid down the street back with me when I woke up. And he was gonna watch as a ghost, like this is like ghosty people and shit. So I mean, it wasn't like he was the kid down the street. These are just a bunch of like kind of ghosts that didn't dress up like whatever. They're all over the place, playing their games. They're trying to get it back into bodies. Some of them are extinct species of hominids and shit. You know what I mean? Old ghosts. There's all kinds of shit going on. So it's not the real people in the meeting. Like neither am I, but neither is the guy who's playing me, but I'm in the back of his head. So I'm like at a meeting I'm not supposed to be at that's about me, whether I know that about them. And then they send one of them back as he's like, well, I see the kid down the street, but I know it's not. And then they give him like an angel of death costume type. So he's already wearing the kid down the street body for a ghost, ghost body. And then he's going to put that on the outside, the angel of death thing, if we need, it's like, if you have to pull it out, like it was supposed to like haunt me. It was supposed to shake me out of my body, so the other me could get rid of me. Like it was to find out if there was a guy in me that knew shit he wasn't supposed to know, and and scare him, because see, as long as you don't understand how the spirit world works, they can scare you with a bunch of shit that ain't scary if you're no it's so I'm sitting there, when I woke up and my friend's in there, I know that dude standing in the corner, I can see him. It's a ghost, but I was just dead. But there, the assumption is I don't remember how it all worked. That's what they were figuring. They were trusting that I didn't remember, but they sent him back just to watch, like a watcher. And they gave him a fucking costume to scare me with in case I fucking, like, if I started to look like on the Ed Sheeran Celestial video, where at the end, the little fucking cartoon guy gets caught, fucking trying to get back in the phone, and Sheehan sees it, so they put a spell on him and knocks him out, so he don't remember seeing it's like that, did they get me in time and I don't remember nothing. And so but I know, and then my friend goes out the room and I start, moving around, and this thing's watching me and I'm acting like nothing's different, like I don't remember anything, and I can feel it relaxing, I can tell it's like, oh, good, he doesn't know anything, because like they would be able to tell if I woke up going, oh my God, what was all that shit? Well, I'm just normal, putting on my clothes, and I can feel it relaxing and everything, and it's sitting over there, and then right after I got my clothes on, getting ready to go, I just looked right at it. I was like, and I focused my thoughts so I could hear them. It's like, yeah, I remember everything, motherfucker. And I fucking like, and then like it took him too long. It was like when I beat up the cop, the cop flinched. This thing flinched too, and I fucking snatched him and like pulled him into my brain and just suffocated him, and just held him down. and then I went and played, and then when no one was around, I'd pull him, I'd untie him a little bit, pull him back out, and start squeezing the motherfucker, like with what I did see and what I did remember, and to use that to figure out what he knows, and then like when I got older, when I learned the game better, I would start like letting him out on a leash, like a worm on a hook and shit. I'd play games with him, draw other ones to me and shit. It's like, and I mean, the whole way is like, I didn't, I don't know if it's any of it. Well, see, stuff happens, so I start, there was like a comet. I saw this comet that, there were like visions. There was all like everything changed after that, and it just never mattered if it was lunacy, because I mean, it was fun, it was interesting, it was like, I don't know. Yeah, but see, that's the thing, is getting stung by the bees and the gout and the raising of my high uric acid levels. That if you got kidney damage, high uric acid level kidney damage, from kidney damage, not from like diabetes, not from from a blood disorder. If it's from a blood disorder, it's like high uric acid levels help you process like a fuckload more information in your brain, like much easier, because it's the shit that removes all the waste cells of your body. Once it's done, it removes them, and the quicker it removes them, the quicker new ones can get in there and rebuild, and brain cells and all that. So but if you have like high uric acid because of diabetes, well, yeah, it'll give you some positive effects in the brain, but you'll lose it because of the diabetes blood disorder. That's worse than the good done by the high uric acid levels that'll cause you a lot of pain in your body, but they make your brain run smart. And there are a lot of geniuses with gout, that had kidney damage. So my kidneys can't process the uric acid, but my blood is fine other than the high uric acid levels. Gives me a really fucking high fucking different kind of data processing capabilities in my brain. and and that's when I started to change from all that, and then everybody started to distance themselves from me because apparently people, they don't like smart people. So the world's supposed to be run by stupid people because that's democracy. Most people are stupid, and in democracies they just don't appreciate. The majority of the people don't appreciate no damn smart people coming in here and making them look stupid any fucking way. So the next thing, though, see, I was like, okay, let's find out if this shit's real or not. I made sure I remembered when I got stung. And I knew because my neighbor, because Joe moved that day, so I could always find out. So I was like, okay, 9 months. What happens in 9 months? Well, after a few months, everybody found out the lady up the street was fucking pregnant. I was calculating the time. I was trying to find information without sounding busy, like how far along is she, and everything. I was like, I don't know. I think it fits. I don't know. It's like, and then 9 months later, I'm fucking waiting, and sure enough, she has the baby like fucking 9 months later. I'm like, whoa, that's fucking a trip, man. And meanwhile, there was like this comet that I saw that like I was just never had anything like it before, and I was like, it's like 5:30 in the morning or 6:30. I'm finishing my paper route, and like I got 2 houses left, and I'm walking along, and I'm struck by tears of rejoice, just like, wow, my brain is singing, and I'm crying down my face. I never had anything like, what the fuck is this shit? And just feeling this, whoa, this glorious celebration of like, I don't know what the fuck. And then I look up in the sky, and then like after the feeling started, and then there's this like comet that goes by, and it was like like there was some big thing, like, but then it could have been like that movie with uh Benny Power, John Travolta, where he has a brain tumor and he gets real fucking smart and shit, And then at the end when he like croaks or whatever, or maybe he didn't die, I forget. But yeah, he sees like this light. It's really the tumor, but it's this light, and you think it's going to be like a star or something. But it was like that. But it was like, but then it was also like Travolta. He also played Archangel Michael in a similar kind of role, but it was like Michael, the Archangel, and he had wings and everything, and he's a drunk, he's an idiot, But it was like a cross between a bunch of, those kind of influences and everything. And yeah, I think that was the last point I was making. With I haven't thought of any new ones. Was the baby born 9 months fucking later, and I still like. I mean, I stay away from them all, because you'll find out later why I didn't pursue a lot of angles, but why I kept it all to myself. But if I ever get out and I'm a big thing and people think I'm a good guy instead of the bad guy who ruined everything. We were going to take over the world and molest all the little boys, and Bobby Fontaine fucked it up, you fucking bad guy. Instead, it's more like they were going to take over the world and molest all the little boys, but Bobby Fontaine stopped them. Good for him. So everybody's like, well, he looks funny, but he turns out to be a pretty good guy after all, you know. Then I was like, hey, you know, get one of my staff, you know, of 100 motherfuckers, or you know, like that builds you know, we run our fucking castle of trash, castle of beer cans, fucking company, you know, corporation out of. Send him over, go find the kid who's now grown up, you know. I mean, he'll probably know who he is by then. You know, he'll calculate back and goes, holy crap, he's talking about me. Yeah, but just to find out, like, is there anything like weird and shit, you know, like, because I stayed away from everybody, really. And you'll find out why later. All right. Oh, that's nice. Oh. Well, I think my leg feels better than if I was just laid here watching TV. Because I lay here thinking about it, because I'm anxious to be getting something done. So I'm like, God damn it, I'm laying here, I'm trying to relax. Because, you know, if I get a certain level of relaxation, it helps a lot. I put on some pot stuff, some oil, some of this stuff, and let it all just anti-inflame and shit. And the better it can do it, the more I can get outside. And I forget where I'm thinking. And oh yeah, but laying here talking talking to you, I distract from it all. Like TV doesn't really distract it. I'm still trying, but this is like I'm actually doing something while I'm laying here. But I just noticed my leg; it really feels more relaxed uh, than if I was just laying here trying to relax. But I love doing this because it's like, and when I write stuff, it's like, because if nothing else, I know you're gonna read it. You know, I know you're gonna get it. You know, it's like you're gonna listen to it. You're gonna watch it. You know, it's like I know. Like I can put on this video. Come on. I can put that on, and it's just like the most beautiful angel heavenly sound. Just float off into it anytime I want. And then I can come here and tell you how much I love it and how much I love you, and you're gonna hear it. And that's just fucking amazing. It's just everything. I love you, baby. I don't think I'm gonna make any more right now. Yeah, because that section's done. So now I gotta go think about the next. I think this is a good working model. Telling it in this, you know, going into Atlantis, creating the fantasy based in fact, the curiosity, fucking adventure, and then at the entry leading up to the alphabet thing where it's like, wow, that's pretty compelling. And now start filling in this stuff. That's what you were telling me. Because I thought you were saying, well, we like the story, but you're on your own getting anything done. I'm still not clear on that. I mean, I don't want to like make a move and you're over there like you almost got something going, you know, and then I'm fucking over here undercutting it because I don't know what the fuck. But yeah, but Cecil's another chapter if that keeps going, you know. That's like, no, that's definitely a road worth going down. And I'd fucking love to have her, you know. It's funny, same with my wife, you know. I wait whole lifetimes for people, you know, my mom. But I'm here. Yeah, it's like weak. You know, they see it as weak, vulnerable. I can't do to them what they do to me. You know, I can't do it back. I can't groom and contain them. You know, because I expect them to do it themselves, and so they can love me and I love them. But like everybody's at each other's throat with all this dumb shit all the fucking time. You know, and And I don't like it because I think it's stupid. It's like I understand it. I'm better at it than any of them, but but it's just like no, it's a waste. It's like you're fucking undercutting yourself and everything else. At least that's what I think. And yeah, but she's either playing me or maybe she sees the light, you know, because my wife did at the end. She's like, you were right, you know. You've been right all along. Everybody should have listened. She told me that, you know, like no shit. Like, little lady, now you're gonna die. You tell me that now you're gonna fucking die. And she's like, yeah, well, I'm leaving the house and money for you to like, you know. I know we're old and your health ain't so good, but here's your chance to, you know, I should have listened. I'm sorry, I should have listened when we were younger. Here's your fucking chance. Yeah, but maybe Cecil's fucking getting a twinge of that, twink, a little bit of that, or she's here on like a mission, but I can swing her. Cause this shit's pretty compelling, man. You know, everything I got. See, it works. It's like The Yard. You know, it's like that might give me the credibility that if she's got it, like, no, she wants to hear the rest of it. You know, it's like, I don't know. And if somebody can do that, maybe I should listen to this other fancy, you know. If he told me he was going to do this to Yard, I would say, yeah, right, okay. You know, and then she sees it like, damn. You know, my bird say he can do something, he does it. And then it's like, well, here, you want to hear about Atlanta? If I can get her to Atlantis, if I can get her to the alphabet, holy crap. Yeah, well, I mean, and then she, you know, what they would usually do is they let you go that far, and then they just start telling you you're an idiot to even think that. You know, you think you're God. You know, they start throwing it all back in your face after they got your hopes up that you think somebody is listening and something's going to happen positive for you, and then they go, ha ha, we got you. It's all a joke. You suck. Nobody's ever going to like you. No one's ever going to listen. We hope you rot in hell when you die, Bobby. I'm like, well, I mean, that's what I expected. You know, I mean, I'm only doing this to keep enemies closer. And keeping enemies closer is like, it's a contest of reading each other. Trying to, you know, you're lying to them and they're lying to you, but if you're doing it to each other's face, the closer you are to doing it with them, the better you chance to have. You might get even, you know, you gather information from their lies and from them fooling. You know, it's like keeping enemies closer, friends close and enemies closer. Because your friends ain't gonna stab you in the. You don't need to see where your friend's hand is with the knife in it coming at you from behind before it comes at you from behind. You need to see that from your enemy. Anyway, goodbye. I'm gonna go.